Hey Mario, not feeling very super? Life getting you down? Well, try this!
Mamma mia! I feel great! Thanks, mushroom!
Mushrooms! Better than crack.
Hey guys, welcome to Film Learning, the show dedicated to learning you some filmmaking and learning you good. Yeah, I'm still wearing the glasses, gang. I'm actually having surgery in, a few hours, but that doesn't mean I can't shoot a quick episode for my peeps. So this request comes from my best buddy Mike Frudenberg, and he asked, can you do a Mario power-up? Now just to address this really quick, I didn't pick this request because, he's my brother from another mother. No, I picked it because it keeps in with our Mario theme, and also because it's really friggin' easy, and at the moment, time is of the essence. So in order to complete this effect, you need to shoot your actor on a green screen performing that punch, or a jump, whatever you like, and reacting to it. You'll also need to click the link in the description and download the 2 free 3D models I've made for the shot. The question box and the mushroom. Don't have Cinema 4D? Then never fear, I've also rendered out the image passes for both the mushroom and the question box models, so we're covering all bases. Okay gang, here we are in After Effects. I've already got my actor keyed out and ready to go. As you can see, my eye's still a little bit messed up, but what are you gonna do? Our first step is to duplicate that footage layer and then turn the top one off. Next, let's hit S on the keyboard and scale our actor down around about 10 to 15% less than what he is now. We'll then click this button to unlink our scaling and then squish him down a little bit on top just to make him look a bit more like, Tiny Mario. You can then reposition him if you need to. Now that our scaling's done, at this point, let's add in our 3D question box and mushroom animation. Let's drag and drop it under our actor's footage. This way, our mushroom will fall behind him just like in the game. From there, let's scrub forward on the timeline until our actor performs the punching action. We'll then reposition the box in the comp, and move the clip on the timeline until our animation syncs up with that punching action on screen. Now that that's done, let's check out a preview. Not bad. Okay, we've got our Mario shrunken down. Now let's make him big. Alright guys, before we get into the power-up animation, let's take a look at a clip from Super Mario 3 to give us a better idea of the animation. So what I've done is slow it down so we can check it out. As you can see, we have a couple of frames switching back between sizes, as in Tiny Mario and Super Mario, and finally, a couple of frames of Mario squished down, and then bam, he's big and he's up and running. So essentially, what we're going to do is copy this animation frame by frame, because if it ain't broke, why fix it? So we'll be doing this effect with both opacity keyframes and a little bit of scaling. First off, let's deal with our tiny layer. Hit T to bring up opacity. Let's scrub forward on the timeline as the mushroom hits our Mario, and let's set a keyframe. We'll then skip forward to the next frame and add another keyframe. Skip forward one more frame and turn the opacity down to 0. We'll then skip forward one more frame and crank that opacity back up to 100. In doing this, we have a 1 frame gap where Tiny Mario is completely off screen. We'll then grab those frames, copy them, skip ahead 1 frame and paste them. We'll do this 2 more times in total, giving us 3 times where our Tiny Mario blinks off screen. On the last animation though, we'll delete that 100% keyframe so he disappears altogether. Now that we've got Tiny Mario's animation out of the way, time to start on our Super Mario layer. So let's head to the point where our Tiny Mario first blinks off screen and then we'll turn on our Super Mario layer. Hit T to bring up our opacity and set a keyframe. We'll then skip back 1 frame and crank that opacity down to 0. We'll then skip ahead 2 frames and crank the opacity down to 0 once more. So basically, we're just filling that 1 empty frame with our Super Mario. We'll then repeat that same process for each time our Tiny Mario goes off screen, eventually taking his place when he disappears. I'm going to refer back to the NES original animation to illustrate our last step. You can see that once our Tiny Mario has disappeared, our Super Mario blinks between a squished Mario and a full-size Mario. So here's how we do that. Head to the first frame of our Super Mario appearing, we'll then hit S, hit the stopwatch, and then we'll unlink the scaling and squish him down a few %. We'll also hit P, hit the stopwatch, and reposition him in the frame. Now that that's done, we'll skip to the point where Tiny Mario is off screen. We'll hit S, add a keyframe at this point, we'll then skip ahead 1 frame. Add another keyframe, we'll also hit P and add a positional keyframe. let's skip ahead one more frame. We'll then even our scale numbers back so they match once more. Removing our squishing effect, hit P and we'll reposition our Mario to give the illusion that he's growing. Feel free to skip back and forth between the frames to get that position right. We'll then skip ahead one more frame, add one more positional keyframe, hit S and add one more scale keyframe. Now that we have our 4 frames of animation for both scale and position, all we have to do is copy each set and paste them twice. Once you're done, it should look like this. Our last step is turning on motion blur for both the comp and the layer to smooth it out a little bit. Lastly, add in your background, a little color correction, and let's check out the finished shot. Add up all those steps and you'll get something like this.
Hey Mario, not feeling very super? Life getting you down? Well, try this!
Mamma mia! I feel great! Thanks, mushroom!
Mushrooms! Better than crack. So that's the Mario power-up effect, guys. Shrinking yourself down is pretty fun, and there's not really much to the whole power-up animation. And once you add in the sounds, you end up with something pretty damn sweet. But that's my time for this week, dudes and dudettes. If you're new here, push start on that subscribe button, throw a one-eyed fella a thumbs up, share the video, and spread the gospel o' film learning. Now, I better go get this eyeball worked on. So until next time, keep learning.